We are in the current studio with LP, and when you read through your biography and your catalog, there's a lot of big names that are in there. One of them that we've always got to ask here is about Dan Willson.
Oh,
because
yeah.
he's from Minnesota originally and a longtime friend. He's a very good friend of the current.
Him.
So how did it go with Dan Willson?
It went great. I wrote the title track of Churches with him. Mm-hmm. I had 2 days with him, and I think the first day I was just in awe of him and him as a musician, him as a man. You know, he was just like a lovely guy and just so deep. And, you know, I felt like I was like sitting at the foot of, you know, this giant, awesome guy. And then I was like, I started to panic toward the end of the session. I was going to come up with something with this guy. So, you know, just to talk to him the whole time. And so then, you know, I had some stuff with Churches, and we started that. And, I think we finished it the next day. I think we started something else, but we didn't finish it. But, yeah, he's an amazing musician and producer.
In the songwriting and the songwriting work that you've done with other folks, then, do you feel... It sounds like when you were working with Dan, you were like on the other side. You're looking up to him, having other musicians look up to you, like working with you in the studio. Did you feel that?
I felt like with him, I felt like, wow, this guy, because, you know, I knew he had a big hit as a band, and then he was doing the production and writing thing, and I felt a little bit like that because I write for other people, and I was just like kind of just taking, you know, notes from him, and just like kind of feeling like we both had some you know, common stuff in our, like you're saying. And it was really cool because I like the idea of having different places in the musical scope of things. You know, I mean, there's been times when I don't contribute like lyrics to something. I'm just doing melodies, or, you know, or just all lyrics, or it does, you know, when I write for others. I do both for myself, but it's just like, it's interesting to like go into these places where you're like in a different title in a way. And I think he knows all about that.
In the songwriting work that you've been doing as far back as it goes, in this era of streaming, is there any instances of songs that have like unexpectedly taken off in your back catalog? You're like, where you get a check, you're like, wow, this song really took off. Are there any instances of those that have really surprised you? Yeah, for sure. I mean,
that's what kept me going as a songwriter anyway, you know? Like I couldn't believe like the songs that were like around the world, like making income for me, that I was like, you know, that I don't even remember writing, you know, like, I mean, someone sent me a song the other day that I guess I wrote it with some big producer, and like Danger or something like that, and it was like very like Rihanna, Sia vibes. I totally didn't remember writing it, and I think we're gonna like reproduce it and pitch it again, but yeah. Or pitch it finally. Sometimes things don't even get pitched. But I'm always surprised. Yeah, I have a song online that I did. I might do it a couple more times this tour. I do it stripped down with just my guitar player and my piano player. And it's a song, it's got like 25 million views on YouTube. Like one's that's like 12 million, one's like 11 million, and there's a bunch of ones that are hundreds of thousands or whatever. And I never released it. I don't even know who released it. If I told my manager, I said, I'm going to start doing it on tour. Do we know who's monetizing that? I don't think it's not on my page. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think it's like an old manager guy before my managers now, which has been a minute. It's been like over 10 years that I've had these managers. So it's like someone in my past, because I wrote that song in 2007 with like some huge songwriter, producer, Matthew Wilder, who did the first No Doubt record. Mm-hmm. Also was an artist himself with Ain't Nothing Gonna Break a Man's Stride.
Mm-hmm. He did Hercules, didn't he? Was that who I'm thinking of, that he did Disney's Hercules?
Maybe. I wouldn't put it past him. He's an incredible guy. But yeah, he so yeah, that song's just out, getting that many hits, like kind of just doing his thing, and I found that remarkable, like and cool, and makes me want to release a whole couple. I put out like 3 records of like songs that no one's ever heard, more than that, but ones that are worth hearing, maybe, I think.
Well, that's what Dan Willson did when he went back into everything that he wrote with other people, and then he did the solo version of those. Well,
that's cool.
That was really cool. That came out a couple of years back. Well, for all we know, the performances that we recorded in the studio today, maybe that'll be one with 25 million hits at the current someday from LP.
We'll see.
Thank you again for stopping by today.
Thank you.
Thank
you
you,
for having
and
me.
best of luck with where the road leads you next, and we'll see you again soon.
All right. Very
Thank
cool.
you.
Thank you.
The Current is public media made possible thanks to member support.